Thank you so much for being here today, Frank. Very nice to meet you. My name is Nao.
Nice to meet you now. It's a pleasure to be here.
Too. So I heard you are crypto. Could you say that again?
Well, I'm a professor of history.
Professor of history. Yes.
But I specialize in a narrow field of cryptography and in art and architecture.
Yeah. Cryptography.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the essential element to all of these digital currencies is cryptography.
Cryptography. Okay. Could you tell me more about what is a cryptography, please?
Okay. Well, in the
briefly, it's fine.
Yeah, in the case of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies,
yes,
there is an underlying technological software which is coded, and
yes,
there's a process by which it gets decoded. That's not a new story. That has been happening for thousands of years, where there have been efforts for creating coded language in text, literature, art, movies, architecture.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Now you get it.
Now I get it. Yes. Oh, but to me, it's cryptocurrency or any crypto or blockchain is like it's just so new.
Yeah.
But actually, the code, the technology has a history, long time, old history.
Yeah, I think this is now we're seeing cryptography as a currency, but before that it was only used and employed for other fields. For instance, if you wanted to send a message to your ally and you wouldn't want the warring party that you were fighting, like in the Second World War, the Germans, they would send messages to each other using cryptography.
Sending a message with code.
Yes.
That's a cryptography.
And unless you know what the code is on the other side, it's almost impossible to decipher.
Wow.
And that element, in fact, cryptography was essential to the winning of the Second World War. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
That's very surprising.
Yeah, because the Germans had developed a device that allowed them to communicate with, because it would have been picked up on the radio waves. It allowed them to communicate with each other in a coded language. And it wasn't until the Americans cracked the code of what they're saying to one another, because they could hear it, but they don't know what they're saying. And the Americans did simple, and so when they found out the language underneath, they were able to win the war.
Wow.
Think about it.
I kind of knew, they are talking with the code from the movies.
Yes.
But I never thought it's connecting. It's a based in the cryptocurrency or blockchain.
Yeah. I would call that Bitcoin cryptocurrency in general is the latest manifestation of cryptography in the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how long have you been researching or teaching?
I specialized in this field for over 15 years.
15 years.
Yeah, I looked specifically at the architecture and secret societies. Are you familiar with that?
So I don't know. Secret societies.
Secret societies. Perhaps the most famous one is called the Illuminati.
The Illuminati.
The Illuminati.
Illuminati.
Doesn't matter. So I looked at coded language systems in art and architecture.
I see.
And from there, I became very interested in, initially, Bitcoin. Because the whole nature of Bitcoin, and even the founder, we don't know anything about him. It's amazing. No one knows who he is.
I don't know, but his name sounds like a Japanese.
It is Japanese. It's most, although if you read the white paper, I think it becomes very clear that it's a British-trained. It's not written in American English.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I can't tell which accent is the British or American.
Yeah, there are nuances to the way words are spelled and the way the grammar and syntax is. So as far as I know, no one's actually looked effectively at deciphering the way Satoshi wrote to determine where they were, or he or she was trained. So my first interest in this field began as a historian, and somebody that looked at blockchain technology as the latest manifestation of cryptography. But then I got interested because of mining in the space directly.
So do you the mining cryptocurrency you're interested in?
Yes. Yeah. And I do that back home in Winnipeg, where it's one of the most ideal climates for mining Bitcoin. It just so happens.
Ideal climate because it's cold.
Cold, yes. Yeah. What else? Do you know?
In Canada, right?
Yes, cold.
It's cold. Must be it's above Minnesota or above the Dakota. It's cold.
Yeah.
It's dry. Is
yes.
It dry? I'm not sure. I don't know. It's a lot of snow.
It's got very cheap electricity.
Oh, is it?
Yes. Your biggest cost.
That's very that's very important.
It's right.
To the mining.
So initially, I looked at the space for one reason. I wanted to debunk. You heard this term?
No.
Debunk is when you prove that something is false. So I thought that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies were magic money and were a fraud.
Oh, you had a suspicion.
Oh, totally. Of course.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, this is a.
I think everybody. Yeah, right. I did too.
Yeah, and to me, I thought this was just another effort to use a coded language system to perpetrate a fraud. But when I read the white paper, I had a kind of revolutionary experience. I thought, actually, this is a very elegant, perfect formula that could actually have beneficial good for society. And more increasingly, I thought, well, how is this coin manufactured? Where does it come from? And then I found in my own backyard, where I'm from in Canada, that the most important ingredients for mining Bitcoin is cheap electricity. Oh, we have that.
Wow.
Cold. We have that.
Most of people don't have the cheap electrical
that's
cost. Yes.
And it's your biggest input cost.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I wrote a book with a coded message in it, where if you solve the coded message, you will win a very significant prize. It might be Bitcoin, or it's going to be, well, right now it's $30,000. If you figure out the coded message in my book, you win this prize. But as Bitcoin becomes more popular and crypto becomes popular, I think I'm going to make it the prize a very large sum of cryptocurrency.
Oh, you're looking for another cryptocurrency. I'm sorry. Yes, did I embrace your...
So I wrote this book, and inside the book I put a hidden message. And then,
yeah.
Yes, there's a cryptography.
Yes,
exactly. Now you understand.
You know, use zero words, but you are meaning something.
And so the first person who performs this proof of work to find out the hidden message will be rewarded the prize.
What is the name of your book?
It's called Astana.
Astana.
It's a remarkable capital city in Kazakhstan.
Do you think I can get what you put in the name?
Yes, I will send you a copy.
Yes, please.
Yes, and then you could try to figure it out.
Oh.
And I could even give you a hint.
Oh, yes, please. I think I need it.
You need a hint?
Yes.
I will tell you that everything you need to see is hidden in plain view.
Hidden in plain view.
Yeah, if you think about it, it's hidden but in plain sight.
Plain sight.
Yeah, so things sometimes the most obvious way to hide something is to put it right here. Rather than if you hide it somewhere.
Oh, I see.
See what I mean?
Always we kind of tend to look
elsewhere. Oh, look under the coat. Oh, it must be under here.
Yeah.
Sometimes the best way to hide something, you put it right in front of you.
I put the sunglasses on my head and I'm looking for my sunglasses. Yes.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, thank
so
you
that's
so
my
much.
clue.
Okay, that's good hint actually.
It's a good hint.
Okay.
Hidden in plain view.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited to read your book.
Yeah. Good.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much for sharing such an interesting story. It's like a very new aspect of the single cryptocurrency. It was really fun.
Yes, it was great to be.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes, super.
Thank you
So we
very much.
Right.